Back when I was a teacher, we always had teacher work week at the beginning of the school year and teacher work days throughout the school year. So when I got to planning my school year out this year, and since we're doing more of a year-round homeschool approach now, I decided that maybe I would give it a try in our homeschool as well. So that's what today's video is going to be all about. I'm going to be taking the next several days to work on different things for our homeschool for the next term. So I thought I would start today. It is Sunday afternoon during nap time. It's about 2:20. And so I'm just going to work on one little project today, and that is that I'm going to print out a new packet of my Sunlight History Bible Literature weekly spreads. So if you watched my update video, you heard me talk about the fact that I don't like to use the original for marking on when it comes to my instructor's guide. So I am going to make some copies of my weekly checklists, and I'm also going to update my homeschool mom binder, which I will show you, because I keep all of my instructor's guides for the term right here. So right now I have weeks 1 through 9 in here, and I need to switch that out for weeks 10 through 18. So that's what we're going to do today. If you like these types of planning videos, please let me know down below in the comments by leaving today's emoji, some sort of planning item, like a notebook or a pen or a printer, something like that. But let me know down in the comments if you enjoy these types of videos, and I will make sure to make more in the future when I have my planning weeks. Today's really bright outside. It's a nice sunny day here in Oregon, and so hopefully the lighting is cooperative. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is take the old instructor's guide out, and then I'm going to go get my big Sunlight binder of all of the instructor's guide notes for the whole year. Now, I keep only 9 weeks in here at a time, so I'm going to go ahead and take these out because we just finished 9 weeks. But then I'm also going to take out the read aloud notes because we are done with those. There are separate read aloud notes for each book that comes with the program. So those are really handy to have, and I use those frequently after reading different books. And then I'm also taking out the section of reader's notes because these are the books that my daughter reads alongside of our History Bible Literature program. So now that all of that is out, I'm going to go ahead and go put those away and get the next 9 weeks out. So here is my Eastern Hemisphere binder, and I'm going to go ahead and put the old weeks 1 through 9 back in here. Of course, I'm doing it a little bit backwards, but I'm going to put all of these back in. And then I will take out the next set, which is 10 through 18. Okay, here are the notes for 10 through 18. It's quite a big packet. And then I'm going to place my sticky note back in so that I know where to go next time. Okay, then I'm going to put my read aloud notes in. Okay. Put my sticky note back. And then last but not least, the readers. Oops. Okay, so that's all done. Now I'm going to put these back into my working binder, or my mom binder is what I like to call it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the one that goes on the bottom first, which is the reader's notes. So one of the things that I really like about the reader's notes with Sunlight is that it gives you really good vocabulary to focus on. but then also gives you like a little synopsis of the story before you get into it, so you kind of know what to expect. It also lets you know if there are any things in the story that you might want to make sure you discuss with your child either before you read it, so that they kind of know to expect something, maybe some sort of violence in a book or some hard topics, especially as you get into these older grades. There can be some kind of sensitive material, so they like to give you a heads up on those things. Okay, now I'm going to go to the printer and print off a copy of each of just the front page of the spreads here. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through and lay each week out, because I'm really good at messing up all of the papers. And so this way it just helps me to not get pages out of order and things like that. So I'm just going to lay them all out. Some of the instructor's guides weeks are several pages for that week, and some of them are only one page front and back. Just kind of depends. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab the front weekly spread off of each stack and make a copy of that on my printer. Now, the printer that I have is the Epson EcoTank ET2850, and I was a little bit cheap and did not get the printer that had a feeder tray, which I kind of regret, but I kind of don't, because I didn't really want to spend another $200 to get that function. But I have to actually put this on the glass to make a copy of it. So it takes a little bit longer than having one with a feeder tray, but it works just fine. And since I don't really copy things all that often, it works fine for me. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put all these back in order and put them in my binder. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these in the binder. Now, what I like to do here is to keep a tab on whatever week I'm on. So we're going to be on week 10. So it's just going to go right on the front. And then I keep my copies, I'm going to staple them, and then I just leave them right on top of whatever week we're on. So if we're on week 12, I will just put it in here on top of week 12, and it'll stay like that. But I can find it easily because it kind of sticks out the side. So I'm going to go ahead and staple this, and then I'm almost finished. Okay, so one last thing that I am going to do before I wrap up for today is I'm going to highlight just for this first week when we get back. So I highlight on here which of these items my daughter is responsible for. I do those in green. And then I do anything that I'm responsible for in purple. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Well, I can tell I'm going to need to get a new set of highlighters because my green one is already running out. Clearly, I use that one a lot. Okay, so here is the finished week at a glance. You definitely don't have to do this part of all the highlighting. It just helps me to remember to have her scheduled to do certain things because I have her do her student reading um, as part of her morning independent work. And then I do the parent reading and radical book for kids during our first morning time. And then later on, we do history and geography and poetry and things like that. So it just kind of helps me break it up for my brain. So that's why I do that little step. Okay, so I went ahead and got out my little term one planning sheet because I've been keeping track of some things that I need to do on my planning days. And so I checked the first thing off where it says sunlight planning pages. And so I have a few other things that I'm going to do this week, but I'm going to wrap up for today. This took me, let's see, it's about 2:50, no, 2:48 right now. So maybe about a half an hour or so. But now I can wrap up for today and get cleaned up.